Hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel at Unique Pages with Fortunate. It is yet another beautiful, wonderful, amazing sunny day. As you can see at the background, it's a beautiful day. So today, on this beautiful, lovely day, we'll be diving into a very interesting topic. This is your host, Fortunate. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm hoping that you'll be engaging on this interesting conversation that we are talking about today. So tell me something. What incident that has happened into your life that has given you or taught you a different perspective about life? Let me tell you a short story of what has happened to me one time. There was this one time where I was actually rushing to get somewhere. So I went to get an elevator. So when I got there, I waited impatiently so because I was in a rush. So by the time I get to the elevator section, there's the one that was just closing and leaving. So I couldn't make it to get there on time. When I got there, it was just closing. I managed to see that there were only some few people inside. So I was so sad that I actually missed the elevator. So I waited there, focused my whole focus span on the elevator that has left me. After a while, I decided that, you know what, it's gone. Let me just press the button to open a new elevator. So the environment was like this. There were 3 elevators at the front and there were 3 at the back. So by the time I tend to press the button for a new elevator to come down, as I was turning, I noticed that there was a new elevator that has been opened all this while. And I did not see it because I was too focused on the one that had left me. So as I was turning, it was just closing as well. I only managed to see inside that it was empty. And it closed and it left. And I got so mad at myself. And that day, I learned a very profound lesson. That sometimes we miss new opportunities because we are so focused on the opportunities that missed us or on the opportunities that we have missed. Should I have not focused my whole attention on the elevator that has left me and just accepted immediately that, okay, this one is gone, life goes on, let me just press another one and go down, I would have noticed that, okay, a new one has opened for me, an empty one for that matter, a better opportunity than the one that has left me. But because of my carelessness, because of my negligence, I could not see the opportunity and it passed me by. So since that day, that incident has taught me something about life. You know, that there are often times where we focus on the things that we have lost, where we focus on the things that we could not have the privilege or the opportunity to be part of them or to have them. And when the opportunities passes, we are unable to move on into looking for other alternatives or looking for new opportunities. Rather, we stay stuck on the opportunities that has left us, which means we stay stuck on the past that did not work for us. We forgot to live in the present and to plan better for the future. So that's what happened to me. So it has taught me that, you know what, if something is not meant for you, it is not meant for you. Now, I want to talk about 2 things. There are 2 things that they miss us, opportunities that miss us, simply because they were not meant for our lives. They are those that they are good opportunities that come by and they are meant for our lives. But because of our own negligence, our own carelessness, we miss those opportunities. And in this incident, I would then say, okay, maybe the first one has left me because I was never meant to get inside the first elevator. But the second one that opened, I'm certain that I was supposed to be in that one. But because of my negligence, I missed the opportunity to get into the second elevator. And that one is entirely my fault. So, what lessons that happen into our lives that teach us about the principles of life. Sometimes there's certain small incidents that sometimes we do not take much into consideration to actually realize or to notice that they're teaching us so much about the beauty of life, about life itself, and about the lessons of life. And that one right there was one of those lessons that has taught me something profound about life. And sometimes, even when we learn certain lessons about life, it's not all the time where we are going to apply those lessons in future references. Sometimes something like that happens to you and it teaches you, maybe something happens that teaches you about patience, teaches you about commitment, and teaches you about letting go or about moving on. But is there any situation that you will encounter that will reflect or represent that certain aspect of life that you will always handle it according to the reference of the lesson that you have learned? I don't think so. Yes, at time it might be like that, but not all the time. As much as I'm telling you that this lesson has taught me that if you miss an opportunity or something couldn't be part of you, it's okay to accept that it has happened in that particular way and you need to move on and venture into new opportunities. Am I always applying that reference in every aspect of my life relating to the situation? No. There are times where I do apply it, but not all the time. If right now I'm rushing to work and let's assume I'm taking a public transport and the moment I get to the bus station, the bus leaves. Am I going to apply that immediately into my mind that life has once taught me that if something like this happened, focus forward, focus on the next opportunity and life goes on? Is it all the time that I'm going to apply that lesson? No, not all the time. Because the moment that happens, you already panic that I'm getting late for work. I need to get to this point B and time is really not on my side. And you get frustrated, sometimes angry with yourself for the fact that you have missed the bus. But a similar situation like that had taken place in your life before and you have learned something from it. But not all the time will you be in a situation that will allow you to apply that lesson. But if I am just taking a casual trip, maybe to the beach or just going to do some shopping on a relaxed casual day where I am not against the pressure of time and I get to the bus stop and the moment I get there, I just miss the bus. Will I be frustrated? Of course not. Will I have the patience to wait for the next bus? Of course, yes. I will, because I'm not under the pressure of time. I'm not in a hurry. So because my mind is calm and relaxed, it will be able to think calmly and clearly that, you know what, at this point, we are not rushing anywhere. So that one has left. It's okay. Let's wait for the next one to get here. I mean, I'm just going to a leisure trip anyways. You get my point when I say it's not all the time that it will ring a bell in your mind to actually use the wisdom or previously learned lessons on every single situation you encounter. So I would like to hear from you what incident that has taken place in your life that has taught you something about life. And do you always apply the reference of the lesson that you have learned all the time, or you never apply it at all? Or you sometimes do, but sometimes it becomes very difficult, also given the circumstance of the situation that you are faced with at that moment. So this is the end of today's episode, and thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for growing with me on this platform and for learning this journey of life with me as we improve, as we write new pages every single day. And remember, as I always say, every season is a new story written. Every season gives a blank page for you to write a narrative of your life, and this is the narrative that I have written for you today on this episode on Unique Pages with Fortunate. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not forget to subscribe if you have not, like, share and comment on the comment section to let me know about what you think about this episode and what incident have you encountered in your life that has taught you something about life. This is Fortunate signing out. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next episode.